Aita for period shaming my daughter. I'm a 41, male, and I'm a single dad with a 13-year-old daughter, Lacey. My wife died in childbirth and it's just been me and Lacey all her life. My sister has been a big help in raising Lacey, and we do keep in contact with her maternal grandparents. The issue started a couple of months ago when Lacey started her period. I knew this day would come, so I spoke to my sister, my female best friend, and my mother-in-law to be well prepared. I talked with her grandmother and aunt there. I buy her pads and tampons. I even have middle and heating pads ready for Lacey when she needs them. The problem began when I began to notice a smell coming from Lacey's room. I went in to investigate and found pads and tampons openly disposed of in her wastebasket. I checked her bathroom and it was worse. She had her blood-stained undergarments in the tub. I took out her trash and did my best to get rid of the smell, but I didn't know what to do with the underwear in the tub. Later, I noticed bloodstains on the couch. It took a while of cleaning, but I got them out. I figured that was the end of that. It happened again last month, when I noticed Lacey's room was stinking again, and I saw she didn't even wash the underwear from before. The bathroom was unbearable at this point. Then earlier this week, I saw bloodstains on the couch again. I sat Lacey down and told her that she had to learn to properly dispose of her feminine hygiene products and wash her underwear as the smell was becoming too much, and to be careful of getting bloodstains on the couch or anywhere she sits. I also noticed her sheets had a lot of bloodstains and brought this up too. I also let her know that it was okay to get blood on things as long as she washed them, and I wouldn't be upset if I saw her blood-stained items being washed. Lacey immediately blew up at me saying that periods aren't gross and that I was period shaming and that I needed to educate myself on menstruation. I then got texts from my sister and mother-in-law scolding me for making Lacey feel ashamed of her bodily functions. But I honestly wasn't trying to convey that periods are gross. I was trying to convey that her hygiene needed to be addressed and that the smell was becoming unbearable. I just wanted to make sure that Lacey knew how to properly dispose of pads and tampons without it smelling, and that I wouldn't be annoyed if she washed her blood-stained items. Am I the idiot here? Was I period shaming my daughter? Edit. So I've mentioned it in a few comments. I talked to my sister and mother-in-law and explained my side. They apologized for misunderstanding and, like you guys, have given some good cleaning tips, and they'll talk to Lacey and help her out with the pads and tampons too. EDIT too. So many people here have suggested it, and I've asked Lacey if her period pain is unbearable or just normal cramps, and left the choice to her as to whether or not she wants to see a specialist, but the option is there for her. EDIT 3. We have washed the sheets with hydrogen peroxide and purchased some OxyClean for future instances should we need it. Many of you have also suggested period underwear, which again, I have asked her aunt and grandmother about, and they'll be able to give her more info about those as well as different hygiene products she can use. Update. It's been a while since my opus, and I remembered the outpouring of advice and support I got from this community. I figured I would give a happy update involving a good smelling house and mending fences with Lacey. In my opus edits, I let everyone know I heeded their advice about cleaning methods and different feminine hygiene products outside of pads and tampons. I let my mother-in-law and sister handle things in that department. They also showed her how to properly dispose of items like pads and tampons and clean bloodstains prior to throwing them in the laundry better than I could. I also spoke to Lacey and asked if she'd like to talk to a therapist, after also scheduling an OB/GYN visit at her aunt and grandma's urging. So we've scheduled a video visit with both. Waitlist suck. She also had her period sometime back and was on top of her hygiene. I didn't smell a thing, and I even saw her doing her laundry. I did, however, want to make sure Lacey didn't think I was trying to shame her and turn everyone else against her. So I sat her down and reiterated that I loved her unconditionally and that I wasn't mad at her for the smell and bloodstains, and that I noticed she improved with her hygiene. She appreciated that. Lacey also apologized for getting defensive and admitted that she was still feeling awkward about her body changing and how it was really beginning to dawn on her that she didn't have a mother. She's never really spoken about that before. So I got takeout from her favorite restaurant and we watched her favorite movies while I told her about the memories my wife and I shared and how she couldn't wait to be a mother while we went through photo albums. All in all, we're a happy and clean home again. I hope Lacey will be able to work through the loss of her mother with the therapist. Myself and my sister and mother-in-law are around for support in that area too. So things are looking up for both myself and my daughter. Not the idiot. Okay, whoever's cutting onions needs to stop right now. Not the idiot. I hope this doesn't sound condescending, but as a mother of girls I am really proud of you. It takes patience, guts and humility to act the way you have, following up and showing love and care. You're a good dad. Not the idiot. I remember this post and it's good to see an update. My parents didn't prepare me for periods unfortunately, and when I first got it, at school in the middle of class, I had to rely on my male gym teacher for guidance. Lol. It was incredibly awkward, and to say I was angry at the world was an understatement. Going through this phase will come with its ups and downs, but you are honestly doing a great job. She's lucky to have a strong support system and a great dad. Do you think this dad did the right thing? Let me know in the comments. Now, AITA for not sharing my prize with a mentally handicapped person in a contest. Every summer my community has a cook-off competition. Usually about 20 minutes 30 individuals or couples try to cook something and then they can win a portion of the entry ticket fees while the rest go into the community parks. It's not summer yet, but they decided to do it early. This year it was pasta sauce. I've been going to these for years, ever since my wife and I moved here, but this is the first time I entered as a competitor. It was earlier today. One of the other competitors, I know she is somewhat, only in passing, is a 15 or 16-year-old with Asperger's syndrome and autism. I don't know much about this condition evidently. I'll call her Jessica. I guess a lot of people got wind of her being a part of the competition that we had news crews here taping her to put on the news. We've never had this before as far as I know. To make the story short, I won the competition, and $1,500. There's no second or third place prize, the winner takes all. My wife and I were in shock because I like to think of myself as a decent home cook and take pride in my pasta sauce specifically, but to win a contest, we were tickled pink. We celebrated for about 20 minutes when the event organizers came to us. You might be able to guess where this is going, but they asked if we'd give our prize to Jessica as a gesture of goodwill. They said they'd get some publicity since news reporters are here. We obviously said no. $1,500 is a lot of money. So they then asked if we'd like to split it, 50 over 50, with Jessica. Likewise we said no. I guess some nearby patrons overheard the conversation and chimed in. Apparently we're assholes and jerks for not sharing the prize at least. After a few moments, there might have been 10 other people all clamoring to us about how we're a disgrace to the community, etc. We had to leave and haven't collected our winnings yet. We're meant to tomorrow from the mayor's office. I can't even imagine what's going to happen tomorrow. Are we the assholes for not splitting our winnings with a disabled child for a cooking competition? Update. My wife went yesterday to collect our winnings and they shorted her $500. My wife is of the timid type and didn't want a conflict, so she took the reduced winnings and had a few choice words but otherwise didn't contest it. They gave the rest to Jessica. They made up a fake story to her that they made a second place prize on the spot and Jessica won it. Thanks to the generosity of my wife and I, this was all bogus. We made a post on our community Facebook page saying we had a great time at the competition but didn't appreciate the comments we received or how we were treated. I guess Jessica's family got wind of this and contacted my wife to meet up earlier today. Jessica's family gave us the money back, and while they were excited at first, couldn't take it under false pretenses. They found it condescending to give Jessica a prize just for having ASD. It was a joint decision between Jessica and her parents. We talked a bit and learned Jessica only joined because she's writing a cookbook for an Asperger's syndrome organization. She's apparently an avid cook and has trouble keeping everything consistent every time, so it's half for her and half for this organization. Part of why she went to the competition is to raise awareness of the cookbook itself as well as ASD, ASS, and hopefully win, of course. We didn't know any of this at all, and I guess this is why the organizers wanted good PR. My wife asked her if there was anything she could do and she could. She's going to help out where she can or if Jessica needs assistance. Things like editing, photography, etc. I guess everything turned out okay for everyone in the end, except my contempt for the competition organizers. Not the idiot. Organizers are true freaking assholes. They literally stole the money from you after you told them no. Jessica and her family are great and I'm glad they thought it was condescending too. Because it is. Frick those organizers, not the idiot. The audacity of those people is insane. Acting as if they're doing something good just because they're helping someone with a disability. As if acting can be good despite being done with ulterior motives. As if stealing from someone else's achievement is fair, as long as it's to give to another. I hope that organization gets some recognition along with the cookbook, and that you and your wife have a nice life. Should they have shared the money? Let me know in the comments. Now, AITA for telling another gym member to wear a bra. I, female, 25, freaking hate wearing bras. They're uncomfortable, constricting, and expensive. With work from home, I spent the last year and a half basically never wearing a bra and got used to it. Quite frankly, my boobs are non-existent anyways. I recently started going to the gym again and started working out braless. I should note that up until now, no one has ever pointed out anything wrong with me not wearing a bra. However, in the middle of a set of squats, yes, MID squat, a guy comes up to me, taps me on the shoulder to get my attention, and tells me that my nipples are poking through my shirt. I get really irritated because why is this guy staring at my nipples in the first place and then stopping me mid-set to inform me? I get really annoyed, try to finish my set, but then this fucker literally grabs the bar as I ascend and re-racks it for me. He claimed it looked like I was having trouble with the last rep, and that he had come over to make sure I could do it, then noticed my nipples. I'm really freaking pissed off at this point and told him I didn't need his help finishing my set and why the frick was he looking at my chest in the first place. He said he was going to spot me, but then noticed my chest and thought it'd be inappropriate. I pointed out that the safety bar was set, so even if I did fail the set, he wasn't needed. But he just insisted people at gyms look out for each other, and that going forward, I should probably wear a bra so other people wouldn't get uncomfortable and that it may help me stay more balanced in my squats. I'm literally the only girl at the weights section of the gym at the moment, and other guys who were squatting and failed sets never have to worry about this poop. I've seen guys fail multiple sets in a row and no one ever rushes to their aid. but I have a very slight pause, and everyone thinks I need rescuing. So I'm now really annoyed and also kind of uncomfortable that this guy I've never spoken to in my life thinks he's helping me and then has the audacity to tell me how to dress. So I tell him, you have bigger boobs and nipples than I do. Maybe you should wear a bra so people won't get uncomfortable and you won't fail your squats. He then got really defensive, saying he was just trying to help, then called me a witch. Honestly, I'm not sure if I overreacted, but I'm still kind of pissed off, so maybe that's clouding my judgment. Am I the idiot? Edit to add. I'm not sure if people think I'm walking around and it's extremely obvious my nipples are showing. I actually really hate constricting clothes. My t-shirt size is X small, but I wear size large to the gym and pretty much everywhere lately, and you can't tell my stomach from my chest. My nipples might have been showing a little more while squatting because I was wearing a lifting belt. Update. I finally did start wearing bras again, and not at all because of this incident, but because I'd been dealing with depression that made me not really try to get dressed in general, not just at the gym. And dressing for success has been a small way to try to get myself back into a better place mentally. Anyways, the guy goes to the gym roughly the same time I do most days, so unfortunately, I did have to see him again. Even though I really wanted to grab his bar out of fake concern while he was squatting, I mostly ignored him. Until 2 days ago, I was deadlifting and recording myself to check my form. The guy comes over and says something like, you know, sumo is cheating, right? I get this comment a lot, mostly from men half joking, and it's annoying, but I just completely ignore him. He repeats it a little louder, and I continue to ignore him. I guess he sees that I was recording myself because then he asks if I have an Instagram. I don't post my lifts on Insta, and if he could follow me. I keep ignoring him. Finally, he says something like, see, your form is so much better now that you're wearing a bra. And I freaking lost it again. I screamed at him that he's a disgusting, harassing piece of poop. Honestly, I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was, admittedly, very vulgar and got a lot of attention. A worker came over and asked if something was wrong, and I said that the guy was sexually harassing me for 2 weeks and asked to speak to a manager. The guy denied it and said he was just trying to help, and that I was being sensitive. But either way, the manager asked what was going on and got both our stories. Because I had been recording my lifts, I actually had a video of him where he commented on my bra. So the manager gave him a 30-day ban and told me that if he ever bothered me again to let her know, she would permanently ban him. So I feel kind of vindicated, but I also feel a little frustrated that just one man actually saw consequences for this kind of behavior towards women in the gym. It's nice to see someone have repercussions for their actions, but it's also exhausting dealing with this kind of thing constantly at the gym, even if it isn't quite as overt. But I guess I'll have to keep calm and lift on. Not the idiot. Well done. I'm glad he had his ass given back to him. He had no place talking to you like that. Who the hell does he think he is? His opinion isn't important like he thinks. You shouldn't have to, but it was well worth recording your sessions. Keep kicking ass. Not the idiot. Opus. I just want you to know this has been an ongoing joke in my house with my fiance since you posted your opus. I read it to my fiance and he died laughing about us women having balance issues because we don't wear bras. I constantly am braless and now we joke about how I'll topple over with my bra on. I'm so happy you got him banned for 30 days. But please be careful leaving the gym while he is banned. Some guys get revenge and are legit creeps who will get violent. Stay safe.